Welcome back, part 2. I found this in my local junk store. Decca, obviously back in the day, put out a series of these. This particular release is dated 1964. The Decca Record Company Limited, London. Look at what I noticed on it, which made me buy it. Now, check this out. Read that. What to expect on the speakers. See? Picking that up. I'll just show you for one of the tracks what they expect you to find, that you'll listen, that you'll hear. It's very difficult doing this on the other side of the camera. See? So it's obviously designed for a 5.1 system or some kind of surround sound system, yeah? Because you can actually plug a phonogram into the back of your, and it's got a little description underneath it which you may have caught. See there? See there? If you look at these records online, if you Google these records online, you'll find out exactly all this information there. Please excuse me how brief it was then, just showing you the reverse type. Well, you can, yeah, like I was saying then, you can, these surround sound systems we buy for our homes some are designed for phonograms to be plugged into the back of them. This vinyl demonstrates such. The giveaway there being that you have an expectation from a centre speaker. Otherwise, I would have just assumed it was from to be listened to, designed for two speakers, bog standard stereo. It's with the listening of the centre speaker what to expect here from a centre speaker, which completely threw me when I was when I was in the shop and I saw it and I looked on the back and I thought, yeah, great. What's it, centre speaker? Oh right, it's meant to be for a 5.1, it's meant to be for a surround system. And it threw me, but yeah, they are. There is on some of them, you can actually plug a phonograph into them. It's just confusing because they're called stereo. These series of albums, Phase 4 Stereo Spectacular, when it has a centre listening on the back. If anyone can clarify that for me, I'd welcome that. If anyone can clarify that for me, message me or comment below. What's a stereo? What is a stereo piece of vinyl or titled vinyl got with centre speaker hearing expectation? What to hear out for in a centre speaker typed on, listed on the back. Well, if people can sort of if anyone out there in YouTube land can sort of clarify that anomaly, which I think it is, it's sort of like an anomaly for me, that'd be great. I'd welcome that. If someone could clarify that for me, I'd welcome that. All comments welcome. I've listened to this just on a standard stereo speaker system, not yet plugged it into my cinema system, surround system, and tell you that it sounds marvellous. It does, sounds absolutely marvellous. I've given it a good polish and clean, and it does sound marvellous even so. I will admit my hi-fi system, my stereo system in my living room does have 4 speakers. It has 2 lefts and 2 rights attached, so probably I'm cheating a little bit there. it does sound fantastic even on a stereo system, just a hi-fi stereo system. I'm going to go back to the junk shop and see if they've got any more of these. I love this so much. It's pure novel factor. I found this to be this battle stereo piece. Pure novel factor. Yeah, if you see them, get out. If you see them in your junk shop, you find them in your charity shops, in the vinyl section, just stash there in the vinyl section, for like 25 pence or something. Nice solid piece of vinyl as well. It's probably at 100 gram weight, at least 100 gram weight vinyl it's on, at least. Yeah, I would highly recommend them. If nothing else but for novel factor. Great listening to me. It makes such a difference in listening to pop rock records. It really does. That really did. Also, in the same junk shop, I found this. This is probably from, I think this is from the same era, 63, 64. Nice solid piece of vinyl again. 65, that was the stereo series. This particular one was from 64. This 65. They don't share anything in common, these two pieces. But again, other than the fact that it's at least 100 gram weight, at least the piece it's on. I don't know if this is what kind of I don't know who the casting in regards to who have recorded their vocals on this track, and for the musicians also as to their history in regards to who they are, whether they are performers from the original show in whichever country. I don't know, but it does have all the information on this 65 release. EMI Music for Pleasure. The people who put this out, EMI Music for Pleasure. Again, you will find these in your junk shop, bric-a-brac shop. Highly recommend it. I've given them a polish down both these pieces of old vinyl, and there's not a single hairline scratch or jump in them. You get these are obviously come from people's collections who have probably given up on their belongings for one reason or another, and they've then found their way into junk shops, charity shops and the like. I will say to you out there, pick them up, because like I was saying there, they've probably been looked after by old folk, and they've simply by default found their way into charity shops, what we call junk shops. 25p, 50p again this was. I will recommend to you, as a piece, as something you've probably not thought before, outside the box listening, yeah. Go to the vinyl section in your local charity shop. You go to the vinyl section there and have a good nose around. You will be surprised what you find and the condition which you'll find them in. Yeah? Have a good gander. Right? Something I've never done before, other than when I did do the week and I found these two pieces. I've never in all my years done that before. Look, the vinyl section in a charity shop. Never have. Okay, now on to the movie. Where are we? There we go. This, to me, is the most perfect Jason Statham movie. Most perfect. And I can see where it says there. It says here, from the creator of Dirty Pretty Things and Eastern Promises. And I can... Is that the one where Viggo Mortensen is in? Eastern Promises? Oh, no, it's not. He's from the film I'm thinking of. It was him and Ed Harris. History of Violence, aren't I? No, I've not seen either of those movies. Those few things. Oyster Promises. Gorgeous release this is. It's a gorgeous transfer, and it sounds great as well. I find this to be the most perfect Jason Statham movie. Yeah? I found this to be the most perfect Jason Statham movie. It is where he's ex-forces, yeah? He's ex-forces and he's struggling to find his way through life, and we don't see any of that, but we do see him having these flashbacks of, we learn about his ex-forces side of life through via flashbacks where he's living on the street, homeless. He's some scruffy homeless dude. Anyway, he finds himself, the synopsis is he finds himself he finds himself garnering the idea of a well-to-do gent, surely by default, by accident if you like, and it's the story of how he then tries to see life, no, not see life so much, but the story then goes where it's sort of like, he then sort of like just, it's a movie where he then, once he adopts this idea of this well-to-do gent, the movie just then continues where he just, from one minute you see him living as a hobo on the street, having these terrible flashbacks of him being in the forces, of these terrible memories in flashback form, to then where he's taking a shower, cleaning himself up, trying on the clothes of this new gentleman who's taken the idea of, and where he's then stepping out with this new name and identification onto the streets of London. He's struggling to then retain the idea of that. He's struggling then to not retain. He has to try and pretend to be this gent. He has to keep the thought. He has to keep the. He has to retain the fact that he has to retain the pretense of being this fellow who he's pretending to be. At the same time, not being caught. Right? He's enjoying the life of having money in his pocket, nice clothes, and he's also bumping into the people where he's known for living on the street with, associating with, and he's struggling with the two identifications. It's just where we follow him, where he's living the two parts, but as the one man, and he then tries to he then tries to do good with what he can, yeah, and there I'll leave it there. And it's the most fantastic movie. It makes for the most fantastic watch. You see both sides. Even though the movie doesn't spend so much with him as a hobo, you do get to see the extremities of such, even though you don't see much movie time of him, you know, a movie where it sees both halves of how some people live, okay, through the one man, through the eyes of the one man, and it's just great. It's not glitz and glam, even though it's probably American money making which made this movie. It's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Makes for a great watch. Yeah, you make of it what you will, but I thought it was great. I thought it was wonderful. So I saw it first on Netflix, and then I saw it for this. I couldn't pass upon it. Wonderful stuff. Okay, Jason Statham Hummingbird, the most watchable Jason Statham movie I found. Okay, great stuff. Great stuff. Right, bear with me. What if Daniel Radcliffe? There was loads on the social media, loads of reportage of when he was making this movie. He was doing loads of TV spots of when he was making this movie, and it was such a big deal when he was making this movie because it was like this was one of the first movies he made off the back of the Harry Potter films. He did Holmes, and then he did this, wasn't it? Jen's out of Star Wars, the new Star Wars reboot movies. He's in this. I don't know his name, right? But there's a picture on the back. Show you his face. Let me see. Next to the blonde girl there, above my finger there. Right, if it's focusing there, right. The Jen's out of the new Star Wars movie reboot there, right? He's in it as well. And he's done this before he's done the Star Wars movie. I think. I don't know if his name's on the top there. I don't know if his name's there. The gent from the Star Wars reboot movies. I don't know. Don't know. Right, but he's in this. Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe, obviously. Yes. It's basically where this movie is where two friends sort of like one of them has an attraction towards the other, and is explicit about it, is not bothered probably about pursuing it. They both have an attraction towards each other, but one is more humble about it than the other, and that's where I will leave it there. I will love it and leave it there. Love the plot and leave it there. Because they both have attraction towards each other, but one is more humble about it than the other. Okay, I will leave it. That's all I'm going to say about it. It is a movie. It's got loads of CGI in it, because Daniel Radcliffe is trying to portray a 17, 18-year-old in it, and he obviously isn't. Yeah, because we know he's not. Right. There's just loads of CG in it. In the type of CG is the where it disguises. It's covering up. It's the CG in this movie. Is the type of CG in it is the making of an actor look younger in it. Right, that's the type of CG. It's age morphing type CG, and get me CG in this, which is there's loads of CG in it. It's to make Daniel Radcliffe look younger. It's that type of CG. Yeah, there's probably not a single shot in this movie where Daniel Radcliffe is actually without CG of some kind to make him look younger. It's dead obvious. It's dead obvious because it's just days. It's really obvious because we know his age. It's obviously for people of 16, 17-year-olds who are just naive to the fact that Daniel Radcliffe is really about 26, 27, is he in real life? It's the base. It's sheer artistic license, and it's most, isn't it, to make this movie and what coming of age when he clearly has certainly came, right? Get me? Yeah. It's just loads, just so much CG. So much CG in it, it's unbelievable. It does work, the CG works, it does successfully make him look 16, 17. I will give that, I will hand it to the movie makers for applying the CG professionally. It does make him look that age, 16, 17. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's like a coming of age. It's not so much. It's like no, it's not. It's not a coming of age. It's like it's like saying it's trying to educate in a way to make people aware, young people aware of their sexuality and sexual attraction. And basically, this moral of the tale is that there ain't no harm in being modest with it. It's not all about full on one night stands, and it's not necessarily one has to be so explicit with one's sexuality. But there ain't no harm in being humble with your sexuality, and there's no harm in it at all. No harm in it at all. I think that's the lesson it's trying to teach to young people. There's no need to rush in. There's absolutely no need to. Take your time, flipping heck, goodness me. There'll be no rush, right? Have a bit of taste, right? Okay, there you go. Perfect date movie, that's where it is. Humble, be humble with your dating, yeah? Take your time. Court, what did we used to call it in our day? Courting. We used to court our partners, right? Not have sex on the first night, so to speak, yeah? Right? We used to court, and then we used to get married, and then we used to have interaction, then we used to have our children. For Christ's sake, it's all the way around now, isn't it? Right? And that's what it's trying to put like an old-fashioned spin on this modern romantic age we live in, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to be dead quick. I've got a few minutes left. Because I liked the recent Assassin's Creed 3D release of Michael Fassbender. I love that so much. Assassin's Creed, I think it's called, is it Assassin's Creed? I like that so much, Assassin's Creed. Post Prometheus. I love that so much. So I thought, well, let's get a Michael Fassbender movie pre-Prometheus. And I saw this in my junk shop, 50 pence, 25p, and no, it's rubbish, crap, horrible. He's 209, this, no, 209, he's very young, he is young in it, like one would expect, but it's horrible, it's crap. He's excuse the French. It's sorry, excuse me. He's it's whether he's miscast or it's a movie made with a tight budget. It doesn't have much money, this movie. It's been made on a very tight budget. This movie has, whether it's the way it's been photographed, which is why it's not very good, as to why it doesn't. It's like does nothing for Michael Fassbender. Why it doesn't do anything for Michael Fassbender. Whether it be the directing, the photography, just simple fact that it's good. It's not making a tight budget. Olga Kurylenko there. It's just horrible. The movie, it's horrible. I think it's tight budget is probably why it suffers loads. It watches like an end of term play, a high school end of term play. It really does. It watches like a TV serial. It's absolutely horrible, Centauri. I think the only redeeming feature of this movie is in the actress. I've only got a minute, so I'm going to have to cheat. Imogen Poots. The only redeeming feature of this movie is it's got Imogen Poots in it. And she's a very attractive, glamorous Imogen Poots in it. Yeah, not like the Imogen Poots we got in Need for Speed, the recent Need for Speed 3D movie. But the Imogen Poots, more very feminine Imogen Poots in this. Not the masculinized tomboy we got in Need for Speed. Imogen Poots, but very different type of Imogen Poots. Very young, obviously young Imogen Poots, but she's extremely feminine. She's so different. She's just so different in this compared to what she was like in Need for Speed. I think that's the only redeeming feature with this movie, Centurion. Awful. It's horrible. complete throwaway fare. Okay, I've got to go now. End of second part. Time's running out. I've got a few seconds left. I'll see you for part 3.